Hello, hello, hello. How's it going today? Sorry, I'm just getting everything set up. A little bit of an early morning here. Ooh, I definitely needed coffee. I don't know why I woke up so early this morning, but I did. So here we are. I don't know why that happened there. I don't remember exactly where we left off. We have the hats now. We have a hat and we have animations. We don't have multiple hats, and I think we're still loading it all very statically. So that's probably what we'll be fixing today. So let's go to, let's see, we need to go to, I think it was in client. We load the animations, yeah. So here, we need some way to load animation like data sets. Based on maybe sprite sheet exports from a sprite. Maybe the first thing we do is, well, let's just look through exactly what data we need. We have the name. We have the, oh, 1 second. I keep getting these bitrate issues. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I don't know. I'll have to mess around with it later. Whatever. What's up, Dracula? How you doing today? Hope all's well. Today we're re-adding the hats. I'm doing good. I woke up super early today. I think I woke up at like 5. And I laid in bed for like an hour, and then here I am. Hmm. Ooh, new PC. Dark Tide. I haven't heard of that one. Oh, it's Warhammer? No, not really. I never really got that into Warhammer. I think I played one Warhammer RTS, but I kind of like when websites have some like dynamic scrolling effect like that. That's kind of nice. Seems really hard to build though. Um, I played one Warhammer RTS, but I never or it was in the same world. I don't know if it's considered Warhammer, Dark Crusade or something like that. Vermintide, yeah. All my friends were talking about Vermintide when it came out, but I never played it. Seems fun, but I don't know. I just never gave it a shot for whatever reason, and then I kind of forgot about it, and here we are. We wanted to go to tournament. Oh, you wanted to go to a tournament, like to compete or to watch? For Vermintide? Were you to compete? Oh, dang. I didn't even realize it was a competitive game. So you must be pretty good then. That'd be cool. You could be an esports legend. That'd actually be pretty sick. I feel like I couldn't do esports. I just the amount of hours that they have to play, I just wouldn't be able to do. I don't think. Like I like playing video games, but I just couldn't. I couldn't grind it that hard. I don't think. I would just get bored. I tried to go to League of Legends Worlds this year because it's in where the group stages was in New York, but I ended up not getting tickets to it. Oh, there's a player-made tournament mode for Vermintide. Gotcha. The tournament has the mod installed that makes the game like 10 times harder. Oh, really? Interesting. That's crazy. I'm actually like not really sure what kind of a game Vermintide. It's like a shooter, right? Wow, the graphics are really good in this. It's just like a random combat game. Like there's oh, it seems like a lot of melee. Oh, it's mostly melee then. It's like Left 4 Dead but melee. Gotcha. Interesting. Well, the art looks really good. And you get some like flame cannon thing. That's sick. Oh, it's literally a rat. That's epic. Being an artist must be so fun because you can just like come up with cool stuff like this and just like draw it. I know this is like rendered, but instead of zombies, you fight rats. That's pretty cool. It's not that expensive either, only $30. And cows. Interesting. I played this. I was born in 19. Let's do the very first one. I was born in 1900. Look at these graphics. This beautiful artwork. This is the only Warhammer game I played. It's like really old. I don't know what year it came out. 2006. It goes on sale for 80%. Oh, yeah. I need to keep better track of Steam sales. So there's two types of Warhammer 40k: sci-fi setting and normal one is medieval. Yeah, I always thought it was sci-fi. I didn't, well, like, I feel like the sci-fi, they always have like some medieval tropes in it still, you know, like there's still like religions going on and stuff like that. But like the technology is very sci-fi. So I always thought it was, I always thought it was just that. I didn't realize that there was also like this medieval one. But even the Vermintide stuff seemed a little like steampunky, you know, like there was still technology, even though it was very medieval. Like there's still flamethrowers and stuff, which is pretty high tech. I always wondered, like, what exactly, like, what kind of world would lead to a steampunk realm? It would have to be some kind of like apocalypse that brings you back in time, you know? Yeah, in Vermintide, there's a class that has pistols. Oh, interesting. I just feel, I don't know. I think steampunk is like a cool aesthetic. Gnomes have rifles and stuff. I love it. I think steampunk's a cool aesthetic. I just don't understand, like, I guess everything's like supposed to be steam powered, but some of the technology in it's like really high tech. I feel like those like maybe like magical steam powered things. I don't know. And miniguns, interesting. So there are some guns at least. It's not all. It's not all. It's not all. What's it called? It's not all melee weapons. Most classes have a range of melee weapons. Oh, have range and melee weapons. Gotcha. Hmm. And I figure out exactly how a sprite can export sprite sheets. Or not, I don't really want sprite sheets. I just want them to tell me what an animation is. Like I want an animation export thing. But there's Crusader that's blessed by Goddess, and he thinks that ranged weapons are for peasants. Interesting. I know there's a lot of lore in what's it called? In Warhammer. I know people get super into it. Like they'll buy minis and like paint them and stuff like that. Are you that into it, Dracula, or are you just a casual gamer, or do you have like actual do you have actual like figurines and stuff? I feel like it'd be cool to have like a shelf with just a bunch of like nerdy stuff. I don't have one yet though, but I'm gonna get one. Y'all Newton? Oh yeah, you know it, Doru. Welcome. Oh, we're always Newton. We are Newton. We're trying to newt some hats back in. I'm trying to make it so I can load in animations directly from the A-Sprite file. That way I don't have to hard code in a lot of this stuff. I want to like just load in an animation. Like I want to be able to just say like load this animation and it'll get all the images for me. But I kind of have a weird like situation where I pack my sprites manually. So I really just want the animation data. I don't really want the sprite sheet data, and I don't want it to get I don't want it to get packed into a sprite sheet like this does. Like I don't want that. I want individual frames, and then I guess I could get the sprite sheet, unpack it, and then repack it. But that'd be kind of annoying. Just not into status and stuff. More into digital and listening and lower wall coding. Gotcha. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Sprite's a pretty comprehensive tool. Batch, do not start the UI. Let me open up my export script. Let's see here. Nope, wrong file. Okay, this is what we're calling right now. Save as. Palette. Change the palette of the last given sprite. For tiling, you can check tile setter. What is that? Oh, that's super interesting. Like how it tries to. Oh, it builds this based off of it. Oh, that's super nice, actually. Because it's really painful to go through and hand draw all of this stuff. I'm actually going to star this 100%. Hey, $13 really isn't that bad. Hmm. Import each layer of the next given sprite as a separate image in the sheet. Would I ever do that? I guess if you wanted to have multiple, let me open this guy up. Open a sprite file. I kind of want to change over to using a terminal-based browser. I feel like it's so hard. It's kind of annoying to use a mouse, and like I feel like it takes a while. If I'm like, there's a bunch of folders, it's like, which one do I have to go to? And then I finally find it, and then I have to click on it. It's like, which one do I have to go to? This one. Which one do I have to go to? So I guess I could export this now. Image file to save the texture. Oh, so this is where I would specify like JSON hash, JSON array. Okay. I wonder if I do this, I wonder what that would look like. I don't want a sheet though. I want individual sprites. I just do save as. Import each layer of the next given sprite as a separate image in the sheet. Split tags. Save each tag as a separate file. Save each slice as a separate file. I wonder what a slice is. Part slice. I don't know what a slice is though. So I think split tags I'm kind of doing because I do this. Yeah. I wonder what slice does though. With the slice tool, you can indicate regions of your sprite. Oh. I had no idea you could do this. So I do this programmatically. Like I have one sprite and you don't define it like this. You don't define the slices like this. You just, I hard code it in my code. Interesting. Good morning, JJ. How are you doing today? That's actually a handy tip to know. Because then I can have the slice data just predefined and load it from a slice file. Interesting. That'll make it a lot, that actually will make it a lot easier, I think. I still need to be able to export multiple names though. I want to put this somewhere. Where do I want to put this? I want to put it in the flow asset load, and then I have a 9 panel that I hard code. And I specify the rectangle, but it would be nice to have this just looked up from a file. But that's not too important to do today. Man, I got an eyelash in my eye somehow. Kind of hard to get out. It was beautiful outside. Went for a walk. Heavy rain and storm started. I ran inside and now it's back to sunny heaven again. Jeez. Dude, the weather's fickle. You gotta love it though. Also, welcome Mountain Shark. How's it going today? Sounds like you're having a good day. You got to go for a walk already. It is pitch black outside here, so. I wanted to look at this. There we go. Make all layers visible. By default, hidden layers will be ignored. That's weird. Oh. Oh, okay. I think I understand that now. Ignore empty. Trim, crop, slice. List layers, list tags, list slices. One frame. Okay. Okay. So what we want to do, I think, is just we'll have to do some experimentation. But there was one that we wanted to pull out. Oh yeah, we want to do a format. We could do JSON hash or JSON array. But I'm worried once I specify this, it's going to turn into exporting a sprite sheet mode. Which I don't really want. Okay, here's a good, yeah, so we can look. Frames. What's the difference? Oh, either it's a list of things or it's this. This is probably easier. Because then I have a map which tells me what it is. It's weird. Oh, I guess frames have a duration, not animations. I think the animation data was held down here, wasn't it? That's fine. Okay, let's do a little experiment. We'll do data saves information about the exported spreadsheet in JSON format. Changes the format used to shape used to, I think this is supposed to say save the spreadsheet data in the specified data option. So we'll add this and we'll just see what it comes out. I wonder if this is gonna work. But I'm gonna change this to go to like export to, just so I have it in a different spot. I don't want to overwrite stuff yet. We'll comment this out. Golly. All right, let's have a look. Export to. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. At top, so it named them wrong though. They called it haptops0.ase. Hattop 2, hattop 3, hattop 4. It also didn't include the animations. Which is weird. Wonder if there's like some animation flag or something. Split tags, splits next document tags into different files. It affects this save as option. Same as doing. You can specify multiple layers and or groups. Oh, that's for layers. Hmm. Oh, here's the formatting stuff. Full name, path, name, title, extension, layer, tag, inner tag, outer tag, frame, tag frame, duration, I don't really know why this is named wrong though. Man0.ase. I guess we can try to change the array type to be format JSON array, but it also doesn't include the animation data, which I'm not really sure about. I'm in array mode. They still named the file name wrong though. Maybe I need to pass split tags to it or something. Nope. I came very late today. What's up, TLK? How you doing today? Okay. It's weird that when I export this from the actual Acebright file, it works. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to do this. I just don't know. Layer foreground. Okay. See, I hate this. I hate how like I want the answer to this question, but this guy just sidesteps it and is like, "Oh, you should just export as a sprite sheet." But it's like, I don't like I have my own sprite packer. I don't want to use this one. Like it assumes that like I'm doing it this way. Oh, here we go. Nope. Need to make sacrifices, focus on CSS, then React. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do whatever you're interested in, I think. Ow. Doing fine. Had a stomach ache earlier though. Uh-oh. What'd you eat? I actually had Wendy's. Speaking of stomach aches, I had Wendy's last night again. It was bad though. I felt terrible afterwards. I need to stop. I just don't have food. And then I'm too lazy to go to the store, and then I eat like crap, and then I feel bad. I think it's mostly when I drink soda. That's what makes me feel sick. Yeah, the site looks super sketch. I was not about to stay around there. FileDropper.com. Drop your files here. We'll take care of the rest. It's like, what? This is painful. I don't know why this is so hard. Like, I don't know why it's not including my animation based off of tags. I must have to be like, I must have to specify dash dash sheet. Drop your files in here because yes, just do it. No. I blame Kinto. Why? Why is he to blame? Oh, for the McDonald or the Wendy's? I also blame him. He's kind of a bad influence, huh? Oh, it's in the wrong one up. Oh no. So if I do that, I wonder if the animations are going to be there now. Man.json. See, this is one that I exported by hand, and this one has frame tags and layers and slices. Maybe I need to specify some like frame tags or something like that. But also, is the file name right now? Oh, that's frustrating. All of these I can delete. I can delete that. Split layers. When used with dash dash data, the tags will be available in the JSON output in the meta attribute. Oh, I need list tags. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I guess I need this. I don't think I need that, though. I don't think I need this. I do think I need that, though. List tags, data export. Let's try this. Okay, from 0 to 3, direction forward. So that's fine. The only problem is that this is the wrong file name. I guess if I changed my, I guess I don't necessarily have to, I think what I need to do, instead of splitting tags, what if I did this? I don't like having a space, but tag frame. No, I don't want tag frame. I think I need to have frame. I guess I have to have a space. What if I just do, I don't know. We'll try to put it like this and just see if it exports it properly. All right, back to the CLI. Save as. I guess I want frame. Wait a second. Why is it like this? That's weird. That's ASE. Maybe when I regenerate it, it'll work. What is this? Why is it a .asc? I don't understand. That's not even a file. Like that makes no sense to me why they would make up some random file name. Let's simplify this. I'm just gonna go to the command line and try a few things. Client. Okay. Man.asc. So strange. I don't know what. This can't be intentional, right? Because these don't correspond to any files. I yelled at everything once, and the end result, I have no clue what I'm doing. CSS, do horrible practice at HTML, and have a very big JS bundle because I installed npm package for everything. I feel like npm can get everything can get pretty messy with that. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Like I guess I thought that this exported as like the actual file name of the image that I was going to be exporting. And if I do format, if I do that, it still calls it .asc. If I export it this way, what happens? ASC, man.json. Yeah, it still does it even there. Interesting. I don't really know how to like reconcile that, because like that's just the not like it doesn't really make sense to me. Even here. I guess it doesn't really matter if it's a .png. I guess I can replace the ASE with a PNG or something like that. Does this say man.png anywhere? Okay, so it does reference the image. Then it just makes up I guess it calls it an ASE. But how it's gonna work for me is I'm gonna export these as individual frames. Man 1, man 2, man 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna export 7 frames. And then I'm gonna pack those together. And then I'll look them up based off of the PNG's changed name, I guess. It really assumes a lot though, I feel like. But I'm not really sure what else to do, honestly. I do want to change this back to that. Let's look at export 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm surprised they don't deduplicate images that are the same. I guess it doesn't matter that much, but I wonder what happens when I do this now. Like if I specify this whole thing, I'm just gonna run this. I wonder what it puts for the image file, or if it puts anything for the image file. Nothing, okay. Probably the proper way of doing this probably the proper way of doing this is to export this and then also export the sprite sheet. And then when I pack them, I just need to pull out each individual frame from the sprite sheet and pack it into a new sprite sheet. That's probably the right way to do this. But I don't really want to do that that much. I'm just gonna rely on a little bit of hard coding. I'm just gonna refactor this to be the name of the PNG. I'm gonna write like a little function that converts this to the PNG name. So then the PNGs just have to be named something specific. I'm kind of surprised that they don't name this the same thing as the file exports, but I guess it's maybe hard or something, I don't know. All right, so we can delete this. We can close that. And then after that, I think we'll be able to load them in. Did I just change ASC with PNG? That's probably the right thing to do, huh? Hot top 0, hot top 1. Yeah, we'll just keep spaces. I usually don't like spaces in my file names, but zero, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 0 to 0, 1 to 4. I don't really want to do Actually, I might have to do JSON array. Because it doesn't make sense if this is... Yeah, from 0 to 3 doesn't really make sense in the context of a hash map, right? Unless it's sorted. Zero to 3, 4 to 7. I assume that means the index in the hash map, which is maybe the same thing as the file name. I have files with capital letters, then you add to Linux server, does not exist, always happens to me. Yeah. Wait, you mean you add it to Windows? Oh, because URIs aren't case sensitive, or they're case insensitive, I guess. I wonder which one it points to. I guess it goes to the lowercase one. Always. That'd be my guess. I don't really need this data at all, actually. I'm just realizing. Sadly works when... Oh, it works on Windows? If it was a Windows server. No, Windows... I'm planning maybe getting a Mac. Uh-oh. Don't tell Conifer. At work we use Windows? Oh, gotcha. Oh, at work you use Windows, that's what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we have a good path forward now. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm disappointed about this part, but whatever. I guess I don't really need this data. I guess I need the duration for the data though. So I'm going to do the array method then. Change these to export to the export folder. And that'll be good. We'll just do hat and hat top for now. I'm gonna I'm gonna do an underscore instead of a space because I'm gonna have to generate this anyways, and I'm not gonna use the file name that they tell me it is because that's kind of like it's already wrong. I'm just gonna generate it and say the files have to be named like this. Okay. So now I have to load. I'm gonna call it animation data. And what this is going to return is I almost put error as the first return thing. That'd be ridiculous. Where are I think that if I sorry, let me just look at well, did I run this? I'm gonna delete all these. I'm gonna run it again. Okay. Cool. That looks good. So I'll need to embed these in the file. That's one thing I have to do. But first, what we have to do is write something that loads in the animation data from that file. And to do that, I want to look at this. Well, I think the tile map uses load or asset dot sprite sheet. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see here. So we'll make an animation data structure, which is just going to hold all of the stuff we need for this anim. Like we just want to hold in all of this frame stuff, but we don't want to load in we don't want to load that exactly. We want to load something that can be converted to this. We use Adobe, so I can't use Linux. Our only hope is Mac. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, buddy. That sounds pretty rough. Macs aren't all that bad, honestly. I was pretty happy with mine. But just some of the OS stuff was kind of annoying. Like, because I'm used to Linux, whenever I wanted to do something, it's like, I don't know how to do this thing, and I need to go like figure out how to do it. But I knew how to do it in Linux, but I didn't know how to do it on a Mac because everything's just a little bit different. And it's like so close to the same, but it's just slightly different. I had one for work. That's the only Mac I've ever owned. I think they're nicely built computers. I'm not a big fan of the OS. Feels like everything I have to do, it's like, oh, enter your Apple login, enter your, I don't know, everything seemed very like, you had to do a lot of stuff to use a program. It's just like, I just want to download this program and use it. I don't want to log into something that holds my data or whatever. But hardware wise, I think they're nice computers. So we'll probably write a function that loads an animation from some animation data. So this will have to have a sprite sheet as one of the elements. We can probably just hide this actually. You probably don't need that. Better than Windows? Yeah, it probably, I mean, it's better. Yeah. Well, Windows subsystem for Linux might change that though. I heard that's pretty nice. I've never used it, but. Oh wait, I can't do this though, can I? We'll just make this a representative of this file. MMO, CMD, client, ASE, export, top.json. Yeah, but you're still using and booting in Windows. Yeah, that's true. At least you get some Linuxy commands. The problem with I assume the problem with Windows subsystem for Linux is like the people writing those commands aren't expecting them to run on Windows, so it's up to Windows to like make all of the stuff compatible, which seems hard. I guess they have some sort of like virtualization layer that sits between the user and the actual hardware that runs through Windows. So then it's like I guess I don't know how some things will work, especially like graphics applications. Maybe those hook in somehow. I'm not sure. We have frames, which is going to be a map of I mean, really, this should be a sprite animation. Actually, hmm. The first thing I need to do is I need to have a struct that represents this stuff. Then I need to load it in and parse it like that. I'm not really sure how to, I'm gonna call it an ace sheet. I think I need to do something like, no, this is gonna be a list actually. So a bunch of frames, like so. These have the file name. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna ignore everything else because I don't really need this stuff yet. I might put this into another package. Okay, that's that. Then we have meta. This is going to have, the only thing we need is frame tags, which is going to be a list of, I mean, they're kind of like animations. I'm going to call them like, I'm going to call it frame ace frame tag. And then those have a name string from int 2 int direction string. This one's gonna be name from to and direction. Okay. Now we should have ace sheet. Why Emacs? That's just what I got used to. I had a friend that told me to try it out, and I tried it out, and then after months of struggling, I finally learned it, and then I've never really looked back. Well, I looked back a little bit. I tried to learn Vim at a time, but I like Emacs better because I don't really like switching modes that much. I prefer to just like mash out hotkeys and stuff like that. And I think once you get Emacs configured how you like it, it's pretty easy to just stick around. There are a few things I don't like with it. I feel like it's pretty bloated. A lot of the plugins don't apply to me, so I don't really need them. Like scripting, it's really hard because I don't really like Lisp. So there's definitely some downsides to it, but all in all, it's not bad. What do you use? I'm always curious what people use. A lot of people are using Helix these days. So addiction, right? Exactly. You just get addicted to it. Like I've gotten proficient enough to where I can like do stuff pretty quickly. So it's not like it's you learn the muscle memory and then it's you never change it because it's like I'm already like good enough. There's not really I don't think there's very much room above like the performance that I already have. Maybe with a few things. Like the only things that really annoy me are when like sometimes I'll fat finger something and I'll hit like 2 buttons at once and then it'll change Emacs to be in some weird mode where like something starts happening every time I do something I'm used to doing. So I don't know if that's some bug or I just got into some weird state where I like have something in my paste buffer and it starts pasting it everywhere or something weird like that. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes because I use this Helm search, which is this thing. Helm search doesn't use like this traditional Emacs stuff. So you have to like or it doesn't use what I'm used to. Like you hit tab to complete stuff. Like this is what it is. When I try to like tab complete something, it changes like this and it's like, oh, we're not going to use tab. Tab's going to be something else. Like stuff like that I really don't like. I would like a very if someone made Emacs but stripped down and only had the stuff that I needed, I'd love that. So I'm not like tied down to Emacs. I just I prefer this sort of editing experience, I guess. It's just what I'm used to at this point. Okay. We basically loaded this thing. So now we should have all the stuff. So we should be able to new animation. The thing I don't like about this though is I would prefer to have one interface to create this. I'd prefer to not have code that depends on an A-sprite animation thing being passed in. So that's the part I'm having trouble like reconciling. I don't really know. I don't really have a good way to convert this to this. But I'm gonna make another cup of coffee. Think about it a little bit. My brain is slowing down from the lack of caffeine. So I'll be right back. And we're back. Which design pattern did you choose to use in this project? I don't think I have like really one design pattern. I don't really know. I don't really like. I don't like when I try to solve a software problem. I usually don't try to think of the design pattern that I can apply to solve it. I usually try to think of what's the what I try to do is I'll try to make it in a generic enough way that I can turn it into some sort of library, and then I'll make that. Like if I'm trying to solve, like for example, loading this. Like my goal is to turn this into a function that I can use in a lot of places that loads an animation for like multiple games. So I'm trying to design it in that way. I don't always like hit that mark, but that's kind of like what my objective is. So I don't know if that like makes sense. Sometimes I think that there are situations where I'll be like, oh, I need a factory here because this thing's complicated enough to where I need to like have it create different things. In a way, like this type is, you could maybe even consider this a factory. Because like what it does is you load in a file system into this loader type, and then you can just call like open, or this is a bad example, but if you want to load an image, you can call .image on it, and you'll get the image from it. If you want a sprite, you'll get call .sprite with the file path, and you'll get the sprite from it, and it'll load this stuff out of the file system for you. So it kind of like in a way does that, but it's more just like a set of functions that load stuff. I guess I don't know if I'd really call it like a factory, but it's like that sort of, I guess that's what it's closest to probably. But I have this kind of like circle of dependencies that's going on, because I'll have like, for example, this is in the rendering package, and the rendering package depends on the loading package for tile map loading. I don't know why I did that. I assume I was just being lazy, because I almost feel like when I call load, I should try to load a, like I almost feel like sprite sheet should be a part of the rendering package, and the loading package should depend on this package. But I don't know why I organized it this way. Like I don't know why I didn't do it the way I just described. Like I don't know why I wanted to have this intermediary step. Like some of this stuff's fairly generic, but like for example, when I load an image, I return the image type. When I load a sprite, I return the sprite type. These are just very generic. They just return like a generic interface for YAML and JSON. Theoretically, what I could do is I could put all of this stuff into like just animation, and it could literally load an animation if I got the dependencies organized correctly. And then sprite sheet would load a sprite sheet from the rendering package as well, which I would define there. It's tempting. One downside though is that I don't know, I guess if you're going to use this loading library, it doesn't really matter to use because they're kind of in the same module. I'm curious how I use Render tile map. I use sprite sheet. I think it's the only thing I use asset for. The asset package. Yeah, sprite sheet. What do I use that for? To make a tile map renderer. If I change this though, it's gonna break a lot of code. But I think I'm willing to do that. I just don't know. I hate when I'm in this situation where like I don't remember sometimes it's hard to remember the reasons why you did something. So I'm hesitant to change things like this. But I feel like it's the right change. But I don't know if I just think that because I'm in this kind of narrow-minded perspective and it's 7:30 in the morning and I've only had 1 cup of coffee. So it's always hard to tell. But it's very tempting. Because that would break up this cycle completely. This dependency cycle. Which I don't really think the rendering should depend on the asset loader. Like the only reason it does is for sprite sheet. But if sprite sheet was in here, I do feel like sprite sheet is more of an asset and less of like a renderable thing though. So in that sense, it does make sense. Okay, I think what I've decided to do is we will not move it over. And we'll have a we're gonna write a function that does func load. And this is gonna be the thing that gets returned. Oops. And this is gonna call load.ace sheet. If there was an error, we'll just return it. Otherwise, we need to parse it into something that gets usable for this anim loader. So really this should be the data that's held here. But instead of a frame, I mean, technically I could load all of that, couldn't I? If I do sprite sheet Oh, and I could load mount points too. How do I do that? I must set those somewhere else. MMO cmd client main dot go mount. Where do I set these? Oh, not in this file, I guess. Oh, I must have put it in. Oh, that's right, that's right. I put it in here. So here I create an animation from the body and the sprite sheet. So I need to basically convert that to the file path. I guess for now we can connect these two things. I think an asset.animation is a good type. Not animation data. I think that can have a sprite sheet. And then I'll do anim sprite sheet. So we'll make an animation type, and that will have a anim frame. I'm gonna call it animation frame. That way it's I'm not shortening it in one place and not in the other. Animation. Then each frame just needs to have the name, the mirror y. I don't think I need mount points here because that's a very specific thing. Duration. I'm gonna make these all public. Let me get my coffee. I'll be right back. Ooh. Good to have some coffee. I feel extra tired today. Okay, we'll make some frames. Will those be a mapping? Why would those be a map? I think those are just going to be animation frames. Well, I guess do I want to think about it like a like I called it animation, but if I keep a map like this, it's more like a set of animations, each keyed by a name. So I'm gonna keep it like this. The only restriction that this imposes on me is that the same sprite sheet has to be used across all animations, which is probably like 99% of what'll happen. Animation frame. Wow, I wrote that in the most inefficient way possible, but that's okay. Okay, so now we have an animation type made. We just need to loop through for I in, oops, range ace meta dot frame tags. I'm gonna do this. Just because that's easier and it doesn't really matter. Okay, now we need to look at the JSON. Yeah, I like it when it's keyed by name rather than a slice. I guess for their situation, it doesn't really matter, but okay. Now we can do frames, frame tag dot name equals animation frame, and this is just going to have in it the file name, which I called, or the frame name rather. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. Because I need to get the base. I think I need to get the base path, or the the very last segment of the path. Because how I've numbered them is like the name of the file underscore frame number dot png. Let me do this really quick. Um, you can HBAT doesn't export the filing, but you could maybe repack their sprite sheet into your own. Okay, that's an assumption. Assumes that all animations share the same sprite sheet, which is probably pretty valid most of the time, especially my game, which only has one sprite sheet. Cool. So then we'll have a sprite sheet, we'll have frames for each frame. I need to get, there is a go path. I think there's one called base in it. Base returns the last element of the path. Trailing slashes are removed before extracting the last element. If the path is empty, base returns dot. If the path consists entirely of slashes, base returns slash. Return B. Oh, it does b.png. Yeah, okay, cool. This is what we want. I was pretty sure that's what it's called. Path, is it paths? Or path? Path. Path.base of file path. Does that return an error? Nope. So this will be the JSON should be named the same thing. So I need to remove the JSON. There's probably something to get the extension. But I get the opposite of the extension. I guess I could split at a dot, but that doesn't guarantee that it's the last dot. Clean. Join, match. Maybe I do this. I can't cut. I know that there's gotta be a way to do this. I just don't know. Let's extend. Okay. Golang get file name without extension. We'll just oh, you can slice strings like that. That's right. Oh, there's file path. Path slash file path. Base. Wonder how this is different. I don't know actually. I wonder what the differences in these two packages are. For how long is in a way compatible with the target operating system defined file paths? Utility routines for manipulating slash separated paths. Oh. So one of them's operating specific, one of them's not. So I should probably be using file path then. That's fine though. We will just do this. What? Oh. File, name, base. Okay. So then we slice off That looks right. Okay. Technically, I should check to make sure it's a JSON file, but JSON parsing is going to fail anyways, so it's probably okay. I'll just return a different error, but it's going to be like failed to parse JSON for non-JSON file or something like that. I think at that point it's pretty obvious. Okay. So we have base no extension. We'll do %s dot or underscore %d dot png frame tag dot name equals. Oh, I wanted to have this in a it's a list of animation frames. Yeah, so this is anim.frames. But then for frame tag, we need another for loop for I equals 0, I is less than, or no. Frame tag dot from, I is less than frame tag dot 2, equal to though. We go from to the 2, and then I plus plus. I assume the direction is always going to be forward. I don't even know how to change that in Sprite. I'll just do this. If frame tag dot direction not equal to forward, that looks good enough to me. So we'll check that. I don't know what other kind of directions there could possibly be. I guess you might be going backwards. But we will see. Okay. And then we do I as the D. So now we get the name. So the name should be correct, I believe. What else? Duration is this is where I have to index into the a sheet dot. Let's do this. Let's scroll up here. Yeah, a sheet dot frames. I need to index on I because I is the position in the JSON. I think. Like when you say 0, you're saying the 0 with frame to the third frame. We just hit frame 0. We'll get the duration from that. Dot duration, which we can just pull straight out. It's an int, so we need to multiply it times milliseconds. I think I need to do time dot duration for this to convert to that type though. But it is in milliseconds, so we'll scale it up to milliseconds. Then lastly, mirror y. That's just going to be default false. I wonder, can I even specify that? Like if I wanted to have run right and run left. Oh, reverse ping pong. Interesting. Well, that's not necessarily what I want. I want a Y mirrored version for running right. And I don't really know how to do that in Sprite. But this should probably be run left. And this should probably be like idle left, right? And then you can, I think what I'm going to have it do though, I think you're going to load it in. Because some you might not mirror. So now you have to, I was trying to think, maybe you would just call like, copy this animation and then make it mirror for the right side. But I would rather have it all defined externally. Let's Google, see if there's an Sprite way to do this. Flip. I prefer to not have to like. It would be super nice if I could just have everything defined here, so I can change this however I want, and it would just import properly. Like that's the goal. Also, why is this so? What is this at the bottom? Oh, that's from the web page. But I'd love to not have to like copy these. I wonder if I can do like a tag property. Color, no. How do you manage the fact that you can't remove stuff from an array in Go? What do you mean? You can remove stuff from an array. Do you mean like you just move the last element into the hole? Or you make a hole and you move the last element into a hole. And then you slice off the end. The capacity won't change, but you can resize them, I think, if you want. Most of the time I just let my arrays grow though. Like, because most of the time if I have a slice and I pull stuff, I usually don't want it to shrink just because like I may need that amount in the future. And usually I'm not using that much memory anyways, so it doesn't matter. In some cases when I've done like some FFmpeg streaming to OpenGL. In one case there, I did see a lot of memory usage if I had a really big buffer of frames, because like entire frames of a video take up a lot of memory. So in those cases, I did have some issues with like using too much memory, but that's the only time I think I've had problems. I don't really know. Sprite. See, like I can flip it. Oh. What happens if I do flip vertical? Does that change all of them? Oh, it does. So one other option is I don't really like this, but I could just make them like idle and run. No, I don't like that. I would rather capture it all here. I think at some point I'll need to do some amount of configuration, and in that configuration I'll probably will have to do mirroring. Do the mirroring myself. I am going to keep these left though. It would be nice to have this tool just like do it all for me though. What's up, X Hyped? How you doing today? So this should load all the frames that we need. I think. There's no chance that this compiles, but we will eventually test that. Okay, then when we load the Ace animation, all we need to do is copy some. We'll just have to copy the frames and make a write version and set the mirror Y to true. I'm doing well. I think we'll probably hopefully finish up the animation system today. But I am very, very hungry because I woke up super early. But I think we'll get through it. The animations are looking good though. Oh, I closed it already. Oh well. Once I get there, you can see. Okay, now in here, now instead of loading like this, I will need to create a let's just write, we'll start coding on top of this. We kind of have like the animations like fairly well defined, but we'll have to do like I need to pass in a loader. We'll have to do load.ace animation with our sprite sheet. I don't technically need the sprite sheet. But whatever. I think eventually it will. I guess with the sprite sheet passed in, I can just pull the frame out, can't I? So we'll do that too then. Oops, I missed that. Sprite name. Sprite.get sprite name. And this should probably be sprite and error. If there's an error, we're gonna have to return nil error. Else we need to do sprite. We'll set the sprite. And then now I should have most of the frame data available. So we'll have to do man.json now. Anim error. I'm gonna call it anim assets just because they are kind of separate. Now I just need to do converting it to render frames and converting it to the render.animation. So that's what this will be in charge of. So I need to do a little bit more window splitting, asset, load. We just have this type for reference. Okay. Okay, so now I have this for anim assets.frames. That's technically the key. We'll do this. So then it's going to be, well, we need to make a, oh, this is where I set the mount points. Got it. Okay, so this will be the body animation, render.new animation. Default was .idle. Did I change it to idle left? I don't think I reran this, but let's look at the asprite file. Yeah, idle. I like how I called this right. So we basically just need to have, this needs to be after. We'll start with idle left, and we will do, well, we'll leave that for now because we need to do this. We'll call it like the, I don't know, man frames or something like that. So we'll do that, and we'll do man frames anim name. Man frames anim name equals we need to do make render.frame 0, or we'll do actually this. We'll make a slice called render frames, and we'll eventually set it to that animation. We just need to convert the asset animation frames to the render animation frames, which shouldn't be too hard. Because all we need to pass in is sprite and duration. So we'll append it, and we'll just append it like so. Render.new frame. And this will be, let's see here. I don't need name. I do need, wait a second. This is multiple frames though. So I have to do, I don't need anim name. No, I do need that actually. I need to have a loop here though for in range frames. We'll call it frame actually. So it'll be frame.sprite and frame.duration. That should append that frame. Technically, I also need to do rFrame dot I need to do rFrame dot mirror y equals frame dot mirror y, and that should be the last one, other than mount points, but we'll fix those later. Then we'll append the rFrame. Before we do that though, when we load this in, we want to make the copies for left and right. So we need to do I guess programmatically, I could just be like, if you have underscore left in there, replace left with, or replace every word left with every word right. And set mirror to true. But I think I'm going to keep that in another loop out here. Actually, I'm going to put this into, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in here. When I load this in, I'm going to have another one that goes. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, hopefully I got the right things. This is going to be a nasty compile, let me tell you. For name frames in range anim.frames. If I think there's a package strings that has contains function. Yeah, contains if the only downside of this is that if there's already one, you don't want to replace it, right? If name dot or strings this is going to be really complicated. Because it's like, now it's like, oh, this only works if you specify the left one. But if you specify the right one and you want to mirror it, I really wish I could put it into here somehow. Yeah, I don't really want to programmatically do it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, for now, copy paste everything and make a left and a right. I almost need another, I need another file now that points to an Ace animation file. That's why it's stuff. I don't know. It's kind of getting annoying. Oh well. Oh well, we'll just do left for now. So now we can do this, and we will specify this as the man frames. That should be the body animation. Now we get rid of all of this. Run. I mean, technically, I can just do this at the very end of this all. I can just do run right, anim. Anim name. No. I want to do man frames dot run left. And now I can do frame this. We'll replace run right anim with mirrored anim. Length of, I'm just gonna specify 0, 0, and then we can do append. And this one can be idle. Idle left, but at the end of this we'll do man frames run right was mirrored and I could probably wrap this in a function, but I'm not gonna. Why am I not gonna? Because I don't know. So now we've basically just mirrored the left one, or left to right for this one, and we just need to mirror the other side. One last thing, idle. There you go. And that should be that. I'm gonna try to build this. Well, I need to do one more thing, which is to embed these embed man.json. And I need to do export. Actually, that was the right thing. Export. And I need to go generate. And then I need to do run. Run.sh. All right, here we go. Man, JSON, no matching files found. Oh, I must not be copying it or something like that. It's weird. Oh. We'll eventually fix this, but I'm just gonna do this for now. I really need to have these in a different folder. Like there should be like a like static content folder or something like that. Okay. All right. Not enough return values. Undefined time. Uh-oh. Okay. Can I use make string animation frame? Oh, this should be that. Frame tag. Oh. There's that. Frame tags. Must be called frame tag or something like that. Nope, it's called frame. ASE meta. Oh, it's going to be acesheet.meta.frame tags. Can use animation frame as type. Oh, I need to do like equals frames. And then we'll do frames equals append frames that and that. And then the last thing we need to do is we just need to make this slice. But we want to make it up here. And we want to store it down here. Oops. Make animation frame 0. And I think that's it. Render. That doesn't do that. Idle animation, run animation. We'll clear these mount points. Even though that stuff does need to get set. Body animation has already been created. Oh, I need to pass in the loader. I think it's just called load. I think it's actually the first thing though. All right, it compiles now. But does it crash? Yes, it does. We knew it was coming though. We knew it was coming. All right. $70. So this is a nil pointer dereference, which means that anim assets must be nil. Oh, I didn't check this error. Oh, I'm just gonna do panic error, just so I can see what the actual error was. Okay. Invalid sprite name man underscore 0.png. Oh, because wait a second. Actually, why is that? Oh, I changed my export script to not copy the images over. That's why. Oh shoot, that's wrong. I need to go to main. I need to go to export. I need to rerun this. Let's see here. Main. I need to go generate. And then I can do bash run.sh. And hopefully the file's there now. The file, that error was fixed. What up, Burrito? Addition. What do you mean? Index out of range with length 0. Oh, I need to do append. Maybe I should have put this into a function. It's weird it's not going back. It must be trying to set the animation, but it's not able to because the animation doesn't exist. Because in here, I do set animation. I have idle left now. Those were just wrong because I changed how it worked. Okay, cool. Well, that loading's all done now. That saved us a lot of code. Because all of this hard coding now can go away. Except for the mount points. We still need that. We still need to integrate that somehow. The hat animation, though, I'll have to do the same thing. I mean, really all of this does the hard part is I'm gonna make a little helper function. This is gonna be on what is man frames? Like this, and then instead of man frames, it'll be anims. And this will be well, let's we'll do mirror anim, run left, run right. From to, we should probably check to make sure that this exists. I'm not gonna. Idle left to idle right. I can get rid of that now. This should still work, I think. Oh, I need to pass in the map. Cool. That appears to work. Now we just need to do the hat animations, which is going to be very similar. Set of code. I kind of want to do this. Load anim. Whoops. This will return this. I think the only thing that needs to get passed in I think this. Just a little side note. The only thing that needs to be passed in is the anim assets. Man frames equals load anim assets. Does that work? Oh, that does work. Dang. Okay. Cool. Finally getting somewhere. This loads the man. This will load the man hat top .json. I need to copy that one over. Here I need to do this man hat top.json. Now I should have that available. And these are obviously hard coded, but these will be looked up based off of the body eventually. This should be the hat anim. This should get rid of all of this code. The only last thing is to specify is the hat anim declared but not used. Oh. Okay. Integer divide by 0. Interesting. Oh, it loaded, but it must have loaded something. I wonder if when I load the idle animation, it crashes for some reason. I'm just curious where it divides. Let's see here. Anim_hat.update. Why is that a divide by 0? Oh, because it goes here. Next frame, set frame. So it means the current animation is 0, which isn't good. It should be 1 always. Oh, I didn't change the I need to do better error checking on. Well, the animations that loaded are wrong. It's weird that I'm able to set that though. Set animation. Because it should be like, oh, that animation doesn't exist. I'm not sure. Let's do this though. Oh, I bet it's a problem when it mirrors. When it tries to mirror, it probably is probably what messes up the mirroring code. So wait, I think we mirror and then I don't know why. I don't know. We'll see, I guess, if this fixes it. Does not. Oh, I forgot to do the export. Then I need to do a export, copy that to here, replace. I don't think I need to do generate again because, whoops. Go run dot. Bash run .sh. There we go. Okay, the hat animation's playing now. Just the last thing is just the mount points now. I'm not sure. We should be able to load in different hats pretty easily now, but I really haven't solved for this part yet. I was thinking of doing a colored dot in the animation file. So like this would have mount points based off of this layer. And based off of this layer, I could find like where this dot is. It's a little bit of effort, right? Because you have to go through everything until you find this red dot. But then I could offset it based off of the center of the sprite. I could just be like, oh, the dot is here now. Oh, it's here now. Oh, it's here now. Oh, it's here now. Then it'd be somewhat programmatic. Then you could just have colored mount points where each mount point just represents something. I'll have to think about that more though. But I think I'm going to end here today and work on a few other things, a few other tasks that I had. But at least we cleaned up this thing. We're loading from Asprite now, so that's nice. And then the only last remaining things are, so we can change hats pretty easily, I think. We should need to clean up some of the build stuff and organization stuff, and then we need to figure out this mount point thing for the like base sprites. But one step at a time. We're getting close. I'm gonna go eat lunch, even though it's only 9. I'm just starving. Yeah, thanks for stopping over. It was fun. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good day.